Hello again. Today I'll be unboxing Transformers Legacy Blitzwing. He is leader class. I got him direct from Hasbro when they were having on sale, probably around like 30 or 35% off, so about maybe $35. So here's Blitzwing. I have him mounted on a stand. Um, in robot mode, he looks very nice, very nice. This is possibly the best Blitzwing robot mode we've seen in a while, if not ever. He has all the normal articulations. You know, his head goes all the way around, his legs. He's got a foot tilt, which are always nice, and his heel fold as well, so he can stand very well. He also has rotating waist, but he has one gigantic problem. His arms cannot rotate backwards because they are stuck inside his shoulder, and his shoulder doesn't rotate, so his arms just stay like this. So in one of my movie action scenes I wanted to make, I wanted his arm to rotate backwards further a little more, and it just couldn't. It just looks like, you know, super weird. See, so look, now this is like, he can't go back, this arm, which is really frustrating. That's a big problem. They should have done something with this. His bar mode is the best. His other modes have some serious problems, which I'll get to. His backpack is a little big. It's really interesting. They gave him these like Gundam robot type skirts. So you know, it allows him to really bend his legs forward, which is very nice, very nice. Yeah, I think if they just fixed his arms so that he could bend backwards, this would be a almost perfect robot figure. So here he is for some size comparisons. Here's his Best Pal Astro Train. Looks pretty good size. Starscream and Galvatron. They're all just about right. Just about right size. Of course, the Studio Series Dinobot Slug is a little bit bigger. That's normal to be expected. And here is a leader class Optimus, and yeah, looks pretty good sized. Okay, let's transform him into jet mode. Let's do jet mode first. So here is a big problem I have in jet mode. The jet's nose is almost impossible to get out. It's folded in here, and you got to use an extreme amount of force to kind of pull on this little ledge to pull it out. But it's extremely tight, and as you can see, I've scratched off a little bit of the silver paint just trying to do it. It's way too tight, and I didn't want to poke something in it to pull it up because I didn't want to damage this paint. These toes are also super tight. You hear that clack? Some of these pegs are super tight, and you really have to use a lot of force to pull them out, and it's a little scary. When you're transforming them for the first time, you're wondering if you're going to break something, doing something wrong or using too much force. So finally, here he is in jet mode. The transformation is a little complicated. I gotta say, it's not a fun transformation. He's got like so many different tabs that if you don't get them all in place, right, he just doesn't look right. And the difficult part is getting all those tabs lined up. I mean, they're not intuitive or placements. They're kind of all over the place, and you have to really search and find where those pegs are to get them into place. He has a single landing gear, which is really weird because he has no other wheels. I mean, I guess they'll pretend these little bits on the turret are the wheels. It's a shame because the tracks of the tank mode has these wheels. So if they had just maybe given it just one more articulation, you could have used these wheels as actual wheels as well. And then he's got this giant junk. Just stuff that just sticks out like a ledge. It just makes this plane mode look really weird. I mean, again, nobody likes parts formers, but I'm almost thinking that maybe they should have made these tracks removable, because then the plane mode would actually look a lot better. You can put his gun on any of these pegs. as well as his sword. His sword actually looks pretty nice. They give you this gimmick. These are supposed to be like god hands or something, missile firing hands. But in jet mode, you're supposed to use them as like flame, pretend flame. So you take these two forearms and you plug them in, and then you can plug in these fingers and pretend they are flames. I think it looks kind of silly. Okay, let's transform him into tank mode. I'm having a lot of trouble trying to get his wing on one leg folded around his leg because the pegs are not, something's not right. They're not going. It's pretty strange. I had to push in really hard to lock this panel into place, and now this piece will go in. Yeah, it's got a lot of like hidden pegs where, if you don't get it just right, it just doesn't come together. And again, his hands have pegs that go into the treads here to lock into place, but it's really hard to get them into place. Or just super tight. You never know if if you're gonna push a little too hard and just break a piece of plastic. So here he is in the tank mode. He looks okay, not terribly bad, but he does have some problems. Like, I think the biggest problem I have is his jet mode nose sticks out in the front. I mean, it just looks super weird. We can put the gun on him. And then the sword on the side. I gotta say, his sword looks very nice. It's actually very nice. Nice silver, considering that this is actually a flexible rubber. Now, in tank mode, you take these two hands of God and turn them into missile launchers. The design isn't great because the tolerances are really tight. It's a little hard to get the fist pegged into the forearm. And here are the missile launchers on the turret. So here he is, fully kitted out with his giant missile launchers. It could have been so much better if they made these missile launchers look more like missile launchers, rather than these kind of odd, neon purple and red thingamabobs. On mine, one of these fists of God, it's almost impossible to separate the fist from the forearm once you've put these two together. And I mean, seriously, it's really, really hard. I feel like if I pull any harder, it's gonna break. Yeah, Hasbro, these things are absolutely garbage. Okay, so you can put the fists on the other side of the forearms, and then he can hold on to these fists of God. And again, it's these things are just horrible. They're really hard to peg them in. So my final opinion is that I really don't like this toy. Yes, the robot mode looks great. Probably the best Blitzwing robot mode we've gotten. I just really love the silver paint. It did a stellar job on that. But a fatal flaw: his arms can't bend backward for poses. I mean, you are really restricted in terms of what you can do with him when his arms don't bend backward. And this is really the only mode that looks nice. His other modes are pretty horrid. His plane mode, he's got the huge chunk on the bottom, and the tank. He's got the plane nugget out in the front, among other problems. And the transformation just isn't fun. It was a frustrating transformation. I mean, I had a lot of trouble transforming it. I can't. imagine what a child would go through trying to transform this thing. If you do want this, I'd say get it on sale. I got this for $37, and I'm gonna just keep it in robot mode. He looks great in robot mode, but he's a pain in the butt to transform, and his other modes look awful. So I'm paying $37 just for the robot figure. I'm sorry you had to suffer this transformation with me. But if you like getting honest opinions about these figures, please subscribe and like below.